What is up, my Gooners and Doomers? Welcome to another video. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the drill. And in the description down below, or somewhere around here, depending where you're watching this, you'll find a link to my link tree, which will have links to all of my socials, including my Twitch and Kick, which I really recommend you not only follow, but specifically hit the notification bell on, because my life right now is so chaotic, even I don't know when I'm going live. So make sure you follow those so you know when I am. With that being said, I don't want to waste your time. Let's just get into the video. I hope you enjoy. All right, guys, today we will be reacting to The Fall of 76 by Internet Historian. I've actually, just a quick backstory on me, I haven't seen this video yet, but I am a day one player. I am actually someone who has been on Fallout 76 since day one. So a lot of this stuff is stuff I will honestly probably be already aware of, but I can probably add some additional context or perspective from somebody who was there while all this madness was going down. So whatever he's about to talk about, which is probably the horrible launch, I'm here for it. So let's see what it is. By the way, the Bethesda ruins, was that meant to actually be like an Easter egg regarding their offices, or was this like Bethesda Medical? Because I know there's like a Bethesda Medical Center, different company technically. Does anyone know? If you know, let me know in the comments below. I'm actually curious about that.
If you found this tape, it means that everyone is dead. Or working at a different office. How did this happen? Well, I'll tell you. Buckle up, buckaroos. Today's lesson is the misfired launch of Fallout 76.
Yeah, misfired's putting it lightly.
June 2018. It began with everyone getting just a little...
Oh, God! This game came out in 2018? Oh, that makes me feel old. It's 2025, right? Dang, this game's like, what, 7 years old now? Where'd the time go, dude?
Hyped up.
Have we waited long enough, guys?
Oh, God, yes, we have, Todd.
I think we have.
To be fair, live streaming a Please Wait TV for the announcement of your game or whatever, that was pretty hype marketing. All right? They might be absolutely god-awful and have done a ton of other stuff, which I hope this video goes over, especially being like creatively and ethically bankrupt, it seems nowadays. But you can't fault that Todd Howard is really good at building the hype train. He is really good at building that hype train.
Fallout 76. Bethesda.
That is the excavator armor, and I believe the T-51B power armor on the right.
Bethesda's biggest game yet. My God, it was exciting. And they promised we'd know more at E3. E3 hype time. The press conference.
Whoa, hold on. What is all this?
16 times the detail.
16 times the detail. There's all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology.
4 times the map size.
It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And it's
And
our
thus the
biggest
meme
one
was
yet.
born.
My God, it was exciting. November 14th, 2018. The game goes live with a day one patch of 50 gigabytes.
Oh yeah, classic
For
moment.
fuck's sake. I'll see you tomorrow.
But once that's downloaded, people start logging into the hellscape that is Fallout 76. And oh dear lord, they never fix the bugs.
Of course they
There
do.
are so many of them.
They have so many freaking bugs in all of their games. I actually nicknamed them Bugthesda. That's what I like to call them. I don't call them Bethesda, I call them Bugthesda, because that's all they ever put out.
Goodbye world.
Yep,
Goodbye
I remember that
nets,
one.
Goodbye
Yep.
body.
Yep.
Goodbye heads.
Yep.
Bugs everywhere.
I remember those, yep.
Server crashes, game crashes, old bugs imported from Fallout 4.
I
Use
remember
more
that
than
one
one
too.
nuke at a time, server's dead. Text is far too texturous and
Yep.
all-consuming void.
Ooh.
Error log
I never had that one happen to me. That all-consuming void. That one's new.
307. Can't pick up stuff,
Yep.
can't stop asserting dominance with a T-pose, frame rate problems, screen tear
Yep.
problems, getting too swole, getting underneath the map, getting attacked by invisible enemies, spawning too many enemies,
It kind of speaks for itself.
spawning too many god rays. Also, your
Wait, the God Rays were a glitch? I thought that was just like a poor visual decision.
camp resets after every session, and sometimes it goes underwater.
Oh god, I remember that one.
Holotapes randomly play static, but too many holotapes mean none of them will play.
I never had that
Enemy
one happen
AI
to
is
me.
far more A than I. Animations are broken. Surprise! Floating objects and a traveling merchant. Just
A
to
Deathclaw traveling merchant? I'll admit that one also never happened to me.
name a few. Joseph Anderson has a great video that documents just the ones that he found personally.
3 hours?
That video is 3 hours long.
Dang, I knew
But it
there
gets
were a
worse.
lot of glitches, but that many is wild.
CE348780 can corrupt your data and force you to reinstall the game and console operating system. A few PC
That is insane to me. For context, I did not have this one happen to me either, but that is because, very specifically, I originally played 76 on console. That's actually why I don't really play today anymore, because I've switched over to PC, obviously, for, you know, streaming and everything. And it's not crossplay like Warframe is or whatever, so I just kind of lost everything I had, so I just kind of stopped playing. But since I was on console, I never had this glitch happen to me. That is wild. Like, did they get sued over this? Did Bethesda have to reimburse people? Because if your PC gets, like, fully bricked, I would expect compensation.
players had their computers brick entirely. Also, when the date rolled over to the 1st of January 2019, the nukes in the game stopped working
Yep,
altogether.
I remember that one.
No one thought it prudent to program in other years in an always online game. And a few players were straight up logging into other people's accounts. This guy had a level 78 character that was randomly replaced with a level 8 character. Bethesda said they couldn't do anything about it.
Nope.
And many players are not thrilled with this game.
Ooh, hold on. Ooh, let's compare. Let's compare. Everyone loves a journey through time. 7 years later. Oh wait, what am I doing? I don't need to pull up a different window. I can just boop, and then Google web search. What would it be? Fallout 76. Oh, whoops, wrong one. 76. Metacritic. There we go. Boop. Do I click here maybe? Okay, there it is. Okay, so now we have, hold on, Control plus. There we go. We have 1,500 positive, 506 mixed, and 5,100 negative. And then that is compared to 4,000. So there's 1,000 more negative, twice as much mixed, and only like half as many additional positives. Looks like its reputation did not recover very well.
And they want Bethesda to know that. And they want everyone else to know that too. But Bethesda owns the platform. Is Fallout 76 fun?
Yes, it is. Banned for racism. Thread locked.
They have no direct outlet for their rage. The only
You gotta love it when moderators make up any BS reason to just ban you. Honestly, the thing that annoys me the most about stuff like that is that they just can't be honest. If you literally just said, hey, we don't like you, get out of here, goodbye, I would way more respect you for that. Rather than like, oh, you posted a negative thing about our game's glitch, so therefore banned for racism. Like, that's so cringe, dude. If you just want to ban me for a power trip, just say I banned you for a power trip. At least give me the dignity of the honesty.
The solution was to put a torch to everything else. Reddit, Twitter,
Yep.
Bethesda's other games on Steam.
Yeah, I heard about that too, but just for the record, I don't really support that. If you want to like bomb a game into hell for review bomb it, I mean, for being bad or whatever, that's fine, but you really shouldn't bombard negative reviews of other games because another different one was bad. It harms the consumer experience for something that wasn't even that game's fault. I personally, I'm not a fan of that one.
The backlash was immense. But
Yep.
surely level heads would prevail. The reviewers would come out and say that the game isn't so bad.
I don't think so.
Oh dear lord, they hate it.
Yep.
This is so sad. Despacito, play Country Roads.
I haven't heard Despacito in a long time. Mutually assured boredom. Steer clear of this country road. I want to read these.
Almost heaven. West Virginia.
Look upon my... Wait, let me turn closed captions off. Look upon my works and despair. A bad idea poorly implemented, I guess.
Blue Ridge Mountains.
Almost hell, West Virginia. A bizarre, boring, broken mess.
Shenandoah River.
And the YouTube community had this to say.
It's really fucking boring.
Could barely bring myself
Hey,
to play
Angry
it
Joe.
in
I know
order to
him.
finish this review.
No one on staff wants to play any more of this video game. I'm not going to subject myself to another 20, 30 hours of this fucking mess.
In short, Fallout 76 is morally, technically, and creatively bankrupt.
The mods on Bethesda forums were working overtime. The mods on Reddit almost gave up. Look, I'm not saying that some people didn't enjoy and have fun with this game. But what I am saying is that the Metacritic was really funny to read. So what happened?
You know what?
Well, it came out.
You know what? Since we got it pulled up, right? We got it pulled up. Hold on a second. All reviews. Let's read negative reviews because that's going to be the funny ones, right? Dang, a 0. Work pile of flaming trash. Oh, this is modern. Pile of flaming trash, super easy and full of bugs. It's a complete joke. Cannot recommend. 0. I can't read Spanish. Actually, wait a minute. Translate. I didn't manage to get hooked. The whole thing didn't convince me despite my efforts. Okay. Thank you, Opera. I played Fallout 76 when it came out. Unfortunately, I was one of the people who pre-ordered because I expected a good Fallout game. Yeah, you ain't the only one that got scammed, bud. I loved Fallout 3. It is still to this day the game that I have played most. I wasn't a big fan of Fallout 4 compared to Fallout 3. It had amazing graphics, but offered less interactions or things you could figure out. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. What else did he say here? Things you could figure out. Boop. Fallout 76 was a blend and had not much content. Now they added NPCs, but from what I saw, it's not a big upgrade to the blend-based game. It's not the worst game I've played, but I played many, many better games. Okay. That was a little bit of a mess the way that was structured. But yeah, negative. I have a smoother time trying to boot up Fallout 3 on a modern PC than trying to play Fallout 76 on a modern console. Bethesda has no idea how to create modern games, and it's extremely disappointing. This was just their time to hop on the microtransaction trend. Yep, pretty much. I wonder if that video is going to talk about that, by the way. I hope it does. They broke every promise that they made regarding the cash shop. What is this one? Trash, laggy, and boring piece of junk. I cannot describe the game other than not worth it, especially at $40. Even if you were to price this game at 0.50, it's still too expensive. All right, whatever. That's enough. Let's go back.
Out that development was hugely rushed. The deadlines were tight.
Oh. Hello.
Too tight. Plus, this wasn't Bethesda's A-team. It's actually a relatively inexperienced division based in Austin, and the scope of the game kept getting bigger.
We're gonna need distant weather systems.
Hey Todd, I stayed up all night and I just
We're
finished.
gonna need 16 times the detail.
Please, Todd, no more.
We're gonna need 4 times the size of Fallout 4.
That, and they were trying to patchwork the old Bethesda creation engine into a multi...
What in the world is bro doing? If anyone's watching this who's an engineer or whatever, what's the point of putting the duct tape over the engine like that? Are they actually trying to accomplish something?
player framework. What else could you expect?
That's why I give my kids
Fallout 76.
a fool.
Now, Bethesda could tolerate the bugs and the bad reviews and the irate players, but what they couldn't tolerate were the exploits.
Oh god, there were so many. It was so fun. That's really the funny, unfair part as well. If I were to hop back on my old 70s... Well, actually, I dusted everything, so that wouldn't work. But if I hadn't dusted everything, if I had hopped back on my old 76 account, I would have so many things and so many advantages that no new player ever could or ever would. because they just simply weren't around during this time. I mean, everything from, like, the main thing I used and exploited was the duplication glitches. Man, I duplicate thousands of, like, all the rarest stuff in the game, tons of legacy weapons. God, I was loaded. It was so cool for me.
Infinite inventory, infinite invisibility. The frame rate was tied to the game speed, so people were going a lot faster than they should.
Sonic glitch, I remember that.
Infinite cache and infinite duplication.
Yep.
Unlimited XP, unlimited new.
Yep. Okay, he didn't show it there, but there was actually an infinite XP glitch in the prison. If you played Fallout 76, you know which one I'm talking about, the one with the super mutants. Go to the prison, and then if you go facing the front door, if you go in and then back to the left, in the open prison yard, there's a shed in the back left. And then in that back left shed, there is a flame trap. If you deactivate that flame trap, my mouth is opening a bit. I'm going to have to fix that. If you deactivate that flame trap, then what's going to happen is that you'll get, obviously, the components and the XP. When the game launched, that thing did not actually deactivate when you hit deactivate, but it would give you the parts as if you did and the XP as if you did. So I got to level 80 or whatever, 50, whatever the max was at the time, on the first day by just sitting there spamming the B button or Y button or whatever the activate button was on that thing for like an hour. And I also walked away with like a full set of caps because I had enough parts and flamer ammo to sell to empty all the vendors. Actually, no, wait. At that time, the vendors were still linked, not individual. So I had to empty the vendor, and then I had to like do that for the next like several days to get rid of all the stuff weighing me down in my inventory from that glitch. But I was loaded after that.
Nuking. The nuclear codes were unencrypted, and you could wall clip into the quest room.
From what I understand, by the way, you can still do that. They never actually patched that. You can still wall clip straight into the nuke room.
And someone was given the curse of infinite invincibility.
I haven't heard of that one.
This can really mess with other players' online experience. So Bethesda was ready, with the ban hammer and a blindfold to wildly flail around and take down anyone who happened by. But Bethesda wasn't...
Fun fact, despite all the stuff I did, I was never banned. Nope. I was one of the ones that got away with it. Scot-free.
Satisfied with just banning people. No, they're a progressive company with big ideas. They wanted to give a road to redemption. So support sent out this email to players caught cheating. We would be willing to accept an essay on why the use of third-party cheat software is detrimental to an online game community. That's right, 500 words on why you're a very naughty boy, and they may just give you your account back.
That is pathetic. I'm sorry, that's actually pathetic. You have to write an essay to get your account back for being banned for using exploits. Bro, I'm just going to use a VPN if I have to. Even if you don't IP ban me, I'll just create a new account. If you do IP ban me, I'll just get a VPN and then I fucking create a new account anyways. Like, what? This is like, you would have to be mega cucked to send in a full apology essay to a game company that banned you.
But a couple of days later, the mod...
Man, even on Reddit, I don't do that. Even on Reddit, if a mod bans me, I don't ask them to... I don't even ask to get unbanned. I tell them to fuck off and why they're retarded, and then I move on.
From news outlets caused them to reconsider this approach. One more exploit. In all the Bethesda games, there's a dev room. Every item in the game is kept here. Security has to be top-notch, because otherwise, someone could just waltz in and take all of the best items in the game, and it would be an absolute disaster. Well, shit. Of course.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Bethesda wasn't equipped to deal with the
I don't
issue.
think they ever fixed
People
that.
started flooding in, taking the best items in the game, then selling those items on a black market of sorts.
Yep.
At first, they
usually eBay and GameFlip as well.
Tried the usual approach. Banning people who had some of the best items in the game.
Yeah! Oh my god! This is so stupid. Not just that they did this, but the way they went about it. Bro, if you would just search people's inventories for like 10,000 Nuka-Cola Quantums and then ban those people, or people like me who had like 10,000 of every single rare flux in the game, properly like stable flux, because that shit was so rare, I'm telling you right now, within the first few months of the game, no one had 10,000 flux legitimately. Absolutely not even possible to get. If you had just scanned players' inventories for flux and Nuka-Cola Quantum at around 5 to 10,000 amount or higher and banned those players, you would have gotten probably the majority of the exploiters, including me, without a problem. But luckily for me, I guess, Bethesda's fucking incompetent.
You spent 700 hours just to get the best gun? Die, cheater. Next, they put in a system where players would get tagged if they ever entered the room.
Yep, and then they made Smurf
and
accounts.
they banned those players. That wasn't much better because people would just start using Smurf accounts. Get in quick with a level 1 account.
Yep.
Get all that good shit. Then get the fuck out. Then use a duplication glitch to get a ton more of those items. Then transfer that stuff to your main account and you're good to go. Bethesda then takes out this level 1 and calls it mission accomplished. And you've just beaten the game. So the problem continued. Bethesda is running out of ideas to solve it. There's a lot of speculation in the media and among players about how exactly people are getting in, but no one except for the exploiters knows for sure. That said, Bethesda needs to act fast before it ruins the economy of the game. So they wrote another
That
email.
economy was already screwed due to exploits in general. Even if no one ever got into the dev room, the economy still would have been screwed. You would have had one person just earn the item legitimately, and then they would have duped it 1,000 times plus, and then doled it out to everyone. The economy in this game was absolutely decimated. I had 5 different alt profiles, because one account would allow 5 profiles of characters, or 4, something like that. Anyways, I had every single one of them as mules just filled up with junk, because this was before the stash box, I believe. Just filled up with like tons of junk, and the max number of caps, which I think at the time was like 20,000, on every single one of them.
And sent it out to the Smurfs. Hello, cheater.
Also, quick pro tip for anyone who still plays. If you're a new player or looking to get into this game, I don't know why, but if you are, they have vendors now that you can trade to other players. Just focus on getting the components to craft ammo, and just craft like 7.62 and 5.56 in mass, maybe some energy cells or whatever, if you have the parts for that. And then just throw those in your vendor for 1 cap a round, and you'll have people that come by and buy it all the time. The best, most secure way of having ammo, because everyone's always in the market for that. Even back when the economy was screwed or whatever, people were still trading ammo. Even before vendors were a thing, they were still trading or duping ammo. It's always in demand.
Do you want to tell us how you did it, and we might unban you, please? Should we not hear back from you, the account will simply remain suspended. It's not known whether this approach worked, but from what I've seen, it's still possible to get into the dev room.
Yeah, I don't think they ever patched it either, from what I've heard either.
November 22nd, 2018. Just a week after the release, the game goes on discount. From $60 to $40, to $35, to $30. You can find it for $15 on eBay, and in Germany, they're straight up giving it for free when you buy a PlayStation controller.
Actually, let's check that real quick. Hold on, let's check that. I can't pull it up here, but let me pull up Steam real quick. Hold on. Fallout 76. Yep, it's $40, $39.99. That's probably what that one review was referencing. That's what I thought. They actually added it to Steam now. It originally wasn't on there, but they did. And then hold on, let's actually check, because I can pull this one up. Boom, Google, and then let's look up eBay. Boom. What the hell? eBay. Is my freaking... Are you kidding me? Mid-record. Hold on. Editing magic. Cut this out. And we're back. All right. Sorry, my freaking keyboard apparently died on me because it's wireless and I had to plug it in. Anyways, I also have the page pulled up. $8 now. That's what it's going for on eBay. $8. For PS4 anyways. Back to this.
Also, some stores are just zip tying it to other products. But to Bethesda, it's worth selling the thing at a price close to $0. Because it brings people into the atomic shop, which is where the real margins are. And it inflates the poor sales figures. Let's have a look at those. The latest figures show 76 sold less than a sixth of what Fallout 4 did. Not good. There's also been a massive oversupply of hard copies. Although what's the point of a hard copy when the thing is just a cardboard disc telling you to redeem an online code?
I forgot about that.
Returns
yeah, they didn't even
high.
give you a hard copy.
Immediately upon release, people began asking Bethesda for a refund. 76 is not on Steam.
It is now.
Bethesda's own platform. So they have all the control. If players only played the game for a few hours, then generally they'd get their money back. However, it came out that people were sometimes getting refunds after a full 24 hours of playing. Quite generous. But then word about this spread to forums. Then to Reddit, and a post got 12,500 upvotes informing people that this made pretty much everyone eligible for a refund, and the comments told them exactly how to do it. Bethesda was flooded with requests for refunds. And their response?
So the fun fact is, the reason I didn't ask for a refund is simply because I had the exploits. Ironically, the thing they were banning everyone for doing, I was doing and didn't get banned for, and it's legitimately the only reason I kept the game. If I had been banned, I would have had no problem with it. I would have just immediately sold the game or gotten a refund or whatever, or even just abandoned it in general. And then that would have been it. But since I did have an exploit account and I did have, you know, hundreds of thousands of caps and scrap and weapons and all this stuff, I ended up keeping it all because they never banned me, and I didn't feel like selling the game that I had so much on just in case they did improve it down the line. Which, to be fair, it is better now, so they did kind of improve it. Still a lot of problems. Still not a very highly recommended game, in my opinion, but I can see why people would enjoy playing it now if they're looking for a super laid-back, casual experience.
Lads, no one gets a refund now. Everyone go home. Show's over. Robot customer service man, engage.
Customers who have downloaded the game are not eligible for a refund. We apologize for the inconvenience. Die.
A few things followed. First, people got mad. One hardcore gamer even trashed a GameStop for refusing his refund.
Thank you for calling GameStop. This is Brian. How can I help you?
A bit of an overreaction.
That is such a mood. That GameStop employee just picking up the phone like it's nothing.
Action. But probably also fake.
Wait, what does this say? No follow-up article about being arrested or sought. He handed over his receipt, effectively his identity. Yeah, you're right. Why was the guy filming before anything heated or physical happened? Nothing broken, just knocked over. I thought comedic, but comic timing was a little too good in the full video. The guy filming is friends with the guy behind the counter. I could be wrong about this being fake, but ... Yeah, no, he makes a good point. I could see that being fake.
Second,
that's a fair point.
The media.
Wait, what does that say? Players are getting refunds despite no refund policy, and it's confusing. I'm loving all the funny versions of Country Roads.
Lawsuit. Their inconsistent refund policy and terms of service may not be strictly legal. November 27th, 2018. Maglatio and Rathod LLP filed a class action suit on behalf of customers. Media quickly picked up on...
Whoa, what does that say? $5. Bethesda offers players $5 in microtransactions for issues with $200 Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. Wait, I remember this! Yeah, didn't they, God, what did they did something. There was an item in the game. God, it's been years, so my memory's foggy. I remember there was an item of some kind in the game, though, that was like 700, 600 atoms, something like that. It was like just above the 500 amount that they gave. And everyone lost their shit because it was, first of all, jokeable to have $5 back essentially on a $200 purchase from a massive controversy of straight up false advertising. And to add insult to injury, it wasn't even enough to buy hardly anything in the game. I think there was like 3 things that were even available. They were all trash. It was laughably bad.
On that. Their main argument is that it's a sometimes...
Never had that glitch happen to me.
Unplayable game owing to its technical problems, then they're refusing refunds, and that Bethesda is engaged in a strategy to release it anyway, and then slowly patch their way into a more playable state. Updates on this lawsuit are slow, so I'll keep you informed on the second channel.
That's how you spell it, right? Bethesda? Yeah, okay. Okay, so nothing for that. How about the Fallout? Survival. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. Creepypasta. Okay, let me try lawsuit. Okay, so he doesn't. Okay. Well, that's embarrassing. Apparently, he said he'd have updates on the lawsuit, but there doesn't seem to be any on his other channel. Oh well.
Ad time.
If someone has a link to it, put it down below.
Look, there's a meteor headed straight to Earth. Oh my god. We must do something. Was anyone curious enough to read about it online? Not me. Not me either. Nope. Oh no. Now
Good
people
Lord.
think I'm dumb and I have died a virgin.
280p.
Don't let this happen to you. Get Curiosity Stream. It's a streaming platform with some of the best documentaries and non-fiction from around the world. Partial nudity? Maybe if you look hard enough. But more importantly, the most arousing thing of all. Knowledge. Works for your Roku, Android, etc., etc. It works on everything, okay? Science, nature, history, tech, society. CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian for unlimited access to the world's free top documentaries and non-fiction series.
I like how he's
Use
just
the promo
dry
code
reading
Internet
this.
Historian during the sign-up process to get the first 30 days free, then cancel any time. Wink. Please, look, I need sponsors. I bought a lifetime supply of toilet paper thinking I was saving money, but then I left it out in the rain and the crows got it, and now I'm back to square one. Please. CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian. Ads over. Let's rewind a little bit. Fallout
Duffel
fans made their
kerfuffle.
pre-orders.
That's a good
and
name
the most
for it.
dedicated pre-ordered the Power Armor Edition. Wow. It came with a helmet, box, map, army toys, and a genuine West Tech canvas bag. Fast forward to the release. And customers noticed that their precious bags, which are supposed to be made of the finest canvas in the land,
Yeah, we're made of like nylon or
look a
something.
bit different.
Bruh.
In fact, it looks like a carry bag the real bag should come in.
Bruh.
Did they really just advertise one thing and deliver another? You can't do that. So there was a surge of backlash, and people began emailing Bethesda, asking for refunds, asking for answers. By this point, customer service is absolutely over it. They are done with the facade, and they send this email in response.
Hello. We are sorry that you aren't happy with the bag. The bag shown in the media was a prototype and was too expensive to make. We aren't planning on doing anything about it.
That's
Oh, that is gloriously terrible. Oh, God. Also, quick pro tip. I've actually had similar experiences to this on other customer supports. Just to remind everyone, if you have an iPhone anyways, I'm not sure about Android. I'm sure they have it too. But on iPhone, there is a thing called a Notes app. All right? Put that on your home screen, and anytime you call a customer service agency of any kind whatsoever, pull that up. You can be on the phone and pull it up at the same time. Pull it up, and as soon as you have whoever it is on the other side of the line, make sure you get their name and operating number 100% of the time. Because I originally never did that, but I've been doing it recently because there have now been multiple times when customer service has screwed me over, and I know I could prove that they screwed me over, but I just couldn't because I didn't have their name and number and like the record itself. So always get that record first. Trust me, it's so easy. You don't need a pen and paper nearby. Just open the Notes app after you call them, type in their name, type in their contact info that they give you, and then just go from there. It is going to save you so much headache in the long run. I promise you. Anyways, back to the video.
the whole email. Staff at Bethesda aren't even hiding their contempt anymore. Naturally, the internet goes wild.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Wow. Well, I got so mad, I shaved everything off my face.
Looks like he missed some.
Okay, guys, this is a bit of a PR nightmare. We have to quell the outrage. What do we do? Well, we've got this in-game currency. Let's just give them the minimum amount of that. Fantastic idea. Hear ye, hear
Yeah.
ye. Anyone who paid $200 to $300 for the Power Armor Edition is hereby entitled to $5 worth of in-game currency that you'll be able to spend with us. 500 atoms? Fuck yeah! What are you gonna do with your atoms? I'm gonna buy 5/18 of the white paint version of the Power Armor. Whoa! What about you? Light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate. Fuck the bag! He's right! Fuck the bag! Light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate.
Yeah.
Of course, this was Bethesda's fantasy of what would happen. What really happened is further outrage.
Oh, yeah.
And even the
A
media
lot.
started piling on.
Almost heaven.
You had hunters, by the way. You had hunters. This just reminded me. When Fallout First finally launched, you had people going around and actually hunting down other players, trying to simply cause as much grief and make the game as unenjoyable as possible as a form of protest to try and hurt the game as a result of Fallout First, implementing things like a premium scrap box and many of the other changes to the premium store.
It even became part of that class action lawsuit from earlier. Bethesda put out a tweet apologizing for their curt customer service and gave a different excuse for why they didn't make the bags.
Wait, what does that say? Thank you for contacting Bethesda customer support. My name is Nicholas, and I'd be happy to help you today. Due to unavailability of materials, we had to switch to a nylon carrying case in Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. We hope this doesn't prevent anyone from enjoying what we feel is one of our... best collector's editions. Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah. False advertising in a shitty nylon bag. Premium quality. Best quality. Oh, Bethesda sucks.
A shortage of material, apparently. That was quickly debunked.
Yeah,
because
obviously,
it turns out
canvas.
They did make the canvas bag, except they gave them all out to influencers.
Of course they
dear.
did.
It's not the same
And
one.
they don't even, yeah, they don't even look the same. That's what I was about to say, but...
But it's sourced from that ever-scarce material, canvas. But what's more amusing is that it turns out there is a canvas bag in the game. If you
This
don
is the one!
postman's-
This is what I was talking about. This is the item. This is the video game item that I was talking about. Yeah, it's like 600 or 700 atoms or something. This made everyone lose their shit because they didn't even give you enough refund to get the in-game canvas bag. Oh, I remember that now.
outfit, which of course can be found at the Atom Shop for 700 atoms. Ooh, just short.
It's so
Well,
bad,
the
it's
bleating
funny.
from the online community continued, and Bethesda's lawyers realized there would be trouble, so they decided to capitulate. Alright, fine. We'll make your precious fucking bag. If you want to claim it, you'll have to fill out this form with your name, personal details, address, etc., etc., and we'll ship out the bag to you in 4 to 6 months. But it doesn't quite end there. Because Bethesda is known for bugs, and of course their website is a buggy mess too. Turns out all of the customer support inquiries are unsecure and open to the public. In fact, people can open and close and change them at will. Listed are details of full legal names, phone numbers, home addresses, and more. If you've requested your canvas bag, you've just been doxxed.
That's... Tell me they got sued over that. I hope they got sued even harder. That is insane.
Not knowing how to immediately fix the problem, Bethesda panics and temporarily shuts down the whole website. And that is the tale of the duffel kerfuffle. How could this have been so difficult? They made one for New Vegas. One last piece of merch, a rum drink, Nuka Dark. Pre-orders available in September. Shipped out on November 14th, $80 plus postage and handling. Not cheap, but in return you got a very cool bootle. Looks good on the shelf. A great conversation piece with the family over Thanksgiving. Or at least it would have been. November 14th came and went, and there was no rum.
Is anyone honestly surprised at this point? Is anyone surprised that Bethesda couldn't keep a freaking date? The only people I trust less than Bethesda to make a freaking date is, what are they called? Wildcard, I believe. The developers of Ark. Those are the only ones I trust less than Bethesda to make a freaking release date.
Okay. A week later on November 21st, an email comes through. There's a delay. Things aren't up to the usual Fallout standard.
What? What standard? What? You practically scammed your entire customer base. What standard are you talking about?
They say. The usual Fallout standard.
All of this just works.
Things aren't up to the usual Fallout standard. So we'll have it for you soon. No specific date given.
It's a joke.
1 week later.
Nothing. Then on December 5th, another email. Good news. We start shipping on December 12th. It's been nearly 3 months since you pre-ordered, but as a show of good faith, we made this promotional video for you. And this is where things went from tardy to retardy. Right there. Did you catch that? That's just a regular industry bottle and a plastic shell. We paid $80 and waited a quarter of a year for a plastic shell? People were not happy.
That's insane. That is insane. The fact it's $80 alone is already insane. I know full bottles of wine that are pretty high tier that go for like $40. And now you're trying to double that over some rum. Was it at least good? I actually don't know this controversy. I don't remember this one if I did hear about it. Was it good?
Look at that ratio. Nothing in the marketing said that it was a plastic shell. Super premium, we were promised. And the media agreed. People began cancelling their orders.
Yeah, I would too.
Silver Screen tries to convince people that it's not cheap and shitty. It actually costs us twice as much to make the plastic one than the glass one. Then what the fuck? We spent 100 hours coding the design. Convincing stuff. So it arrives, just a few days before Christmas. The rum is about the quality you'd expect.
Can I swear on this? It's my own show.
It wasn't even good. $80. Practically a scam. A whole bunch of mess. And then a rum wasn't even freaking good. Can they get more incompetent? Spoiler, by the way, I just realized because of the timeline, the answer is basically yes. Because Starfield came out after this. Spoiler, that was just about as creatively bankrupt as this game was. Okay, well, the shipbuilder was kind of cool. I'll give him that. The shipbuilder was cool. Too bad you couldn't really do anything with it.
No.
Worse is the design. The oversized lip means liquid can pour inside the shell.
Hard to pour because how they made this damn thing. Spilled like half the shot.
Very dribbly.
So you're best off opening the whole thing up to prevent spilling. If you do that, there's a good chance that you'll snap the flimsy plastic. Any liquid will immediately ruin this cheap paper sticker. Some made their own at home and the quality was about on par. But look, if you do want a decent version of this product, there are reputable sellers of them. They're on Etsy. They're far cheaper and they actually give a shit. Not gonna lie though, some of the memes that came out of this were pretty good. Now, many claim that this was an honest mistake.
Sorry.
Or that customers were at fault for misinterpreting ambiguous marketing. I disagree. All of the marketing shows other glass items. All of the mock-ups show something more akin to frosted glass than plastic. Yep. They give plenty of descriptions of the product too, and not once do they mention plastic. And they were engaged in a bunch of other tomfuckery as well. Before the product was even available, they flooded their own product reviews with a bunch of fire.
Oh my god. How are you this stupid? How are you this stupid? If you're gonna flood your item with fake bot replies or whatever, you at bare minimum need to wait until it releases and then flood it with content or reviews or whatever you want to call it. You flooded it with fake full 5-star reviews before it was even launched? How are they this incompetent? By the way, another pro tip. If you want to make fake accounts and whatnot and like flood it with fake reviews, you got to mix some 3, 4, and 1-star reviews in there as well. If it's just all 5 stars, that everyone knows that's practically a scam. It's like, come on, bro. You're not just incompetent and unethical. you're fucking dumb in your unethical actions as well. Don't even know how to do it right. Come on, man.
5 stars. This raised some eyebrows, and people on Reddit even called them out for it, so they deleted them. You can see all this activity on the Wayback Machine. Now, if they're happy to deceive people in this way, it seems silly to give them the benefit of the doubt about the glass. It's also worth quickly talking about the Bethesda merch store.
This does not look very good.
Some of these items are pretty neat. That's cool. Good idea. I'd have that. Fallout 76 pant. Singular. But what?
Hang on. Go back. I just realized.
I'd have that. Fallout 76.
It's also half off. Look at that. Maybe that wasn't a typo. Maybe you buy that and literally just half a pants just shows up in your mailbox. Just like the left leg.
76 pant. Singular. But why is he so mad? The photography is all just slightly off.
Yeah, what? That was something I was noticing too. Why does everything look like it was shot with the background being just some random dude's house?
This gaudy jacket was mocked relentlessly on social media. But does the 76 and $276 really make it more immersive? And why did they just toss it on the ground? And it comes in this crumpled up toddler body bag. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in merch and you don't have an eye on? Why is she wearing the size XXL? She's clearly not happy about it. But who looked at this and said, good job, print? Now that's surprising. And what the fuck? They made the bottle properly. Yeah, one of those please, but bigger and brown. Is that so hard? Let's get back to the...
How are they this incompetent? So, wait. On one hand, I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, like maybe they didn't have the infrastructure to make specialized glass bottles. I mean, they were still in the wrong for falsely advertising to people and everything, but, like, I could maybe excuse that. But if they had this quantum bottle set up, you're telling me that they did have the infrastructure to make these specialized bottles for Nuka-Cola Dark or Nuka-Cola Quantum, and then they just didn't sell the other types of bottles? That's so stupid. Not even conceptually. That's stupid from a marketing perspective as well, because number one, now you're dealing with a massive controversy and possible lawsuit, first of all. But second of all, if you make the same bottle, but in the production process, like dye it 7 different colors with 7 different labels or whatever, so you have, you know, all the different flavors, you now have people, there are people out there who are like hardcore Fallout fans who would buy that entire line, even for several $100s probably, just to have them as collectibles. They don't even necessarily have to come with an actual drink. But instead, you didn't do that either. You just released the one Nuka-Cola Quantum. You didn't even do it right, by the way, to be fair. They made it turquoise blue. They didn't make it like, you know, transparent raspberry blue or whatever. Blue raspberry blue. But, you know, the point is, how are you this incompetent? You have... It's beyond me.
The game,
beyond me.
December 2018. There are 2 new patches released that caused quite a stir.
Oh, God. I know which ones he's talking about. I think I do anyways. This is going to be the one where they made the game way grindier and they made ammo harder to get. I remember this because it was all anyone was talking about, even in game at the time. No one would shut up about it. And also I noticed because my ammo sales spiked through the roof for pretty much for a long time after that.
The good. For PC, they included a number of quality of life improvements, including push to talk. But it also brought in field of view sliders. Hooray! Increased stash capacity from 400 pounds to 600 pounds, and a small buff to automatic weapons. Hooray!
By the way, that increase was like nothing. It was actually nothing. Fallout 76, even to this day, in my opinion, is unplayable unless you pay for Fallout 76 first, or Fallout first, I mean. If you pay for Fallout first, you get access to both the ammo box and the scrap box. This reduces the amount of weight you have, or increases the amount of weight total you can have between you and your stash box by a metric fuck ton. If you don't have access to those, good luck keeping any amount of anything, or especially if you're like me and you're a hoarder or collector of like items, your stash box will be completely filled with weight and you'll still have things left to collect. I don't even think it's actually possible to collect everything in the game, or at least one copy of everything, unless you have Fallout first. Your stash simply can't hold it all. You're going to have to probably, at bare minimum, switch it over to other characters. That's actually the meta strat, by the way, is to create other fake profiles, not necessarily fake accounts, but like you know, level 1 characters on your thing, and then just fill up their stashes with anything that you're wanting to collect or store just for the sake of keeping, just so you have them. Just keep them on those accounts, because your main account is going to need as much room as it can just for junk, just to repair everything, or to keep ammo on sale, or whatever else. It's still, to this day, in my opinion, without Fallout First, unplayable.
Hey. They decreased the carry weight of bobby pins so it no longer took up 10 to 20% of people's inventory.
I got a box of bobby pins the other week that said weigh these.
Guys, I made a funny paperclip joke. Did you forget about the false advertising? Did you forget? Okay, just making sure. Ha ha ha! Paper clips! Ha ha ha!
There were also upgrades to the camp that allowed for easier construction, and a bunch of bug fixes. Hooray! The bad. A whole bunch of unannounced stealth nerfs. They generally made the game grindier. Ammo production was decreased.
So this is the update I was thinking of.
Faster. Legendary enemies spawned less frequently.
Oh yeah, that was the other one. I actually forgot about that. At the time, that was actually really important because that's how you farmed legendary weapons and god rolls. So this was like incredibly bad because they didn't replace it with anything either. So it just made the game a lot slower in a game that at the time already had no freaking content and nothing to do in it. It was terrible. Although the market is basically dead now because they added this way to where you can actually make any god roll you want. You can't trade it to anyone else, to be fair, but you can make it just you have it anytime you want now to this new system they implemented, which is kind of a mixed response because on one hand, it is kind of a new good gameplay element, especially for any new players coming in. But on the other hand, it completely annihilated the market. You had items being sold on GameFlip for like 20, 30, 50, even up to $100 for rare, super rare good god rolls on eBay and GameFlip for real money. And then they implemented that patch somewhat recently, and now the market is just dead. I think like god rolls go for like $2.50 now, like $5 at most. It's because it's dead, because everyone can just make one whenever they want, basically.
I'll fuck you up.
And the backlash was significant because everybody knew why Bethesda was doing it.
To drive them to the Atom Shop.
To encourage people to use the Atomic Shop.
Yep. And then they broke every promise. They said no gameplay affecting stuff, only cosmetics. And now the game, unless you've spent money on it, not only on Fallout First, but on things like the scoreboard system, on things like certain passive machines, the game is borderline unplayable. You get so many freaking advantages that it is basically pay to win. It's as pay to win as a PvE game can kind of get.
Let's talk briefly about that store. Some of the prices are outrageous. A Christmas tree for $12.
Yep.
A Santa outfit for $20. Blue and yellow paint for $18.
That was the insane part to me. How are you going to make a single, or actually, to be fair, I guess it was two, wasn't it? It was like a Mr. and Mrs. Claus, but still, how are you going to make that $20, but a suit of power armor is $18?
Oh look, $3 for the same sweater vest and slacks item imported from Fallout 4.
Yeah,
but the biggest offense of all was the holiday emote bundle. $24 for some Christmas-themed emotes.
Yep.
Twice the price of these games.
All right, hold on, buddy. All right, I hate the game too, to be fair, but you can't really see it because my freaking wing is in the way. Kind of right there. 50% off down there. 78% off right there, and there's another one down there that's 70% off as well. So to be fair, he's being a little cheeky with these. But yeah, the Morrowind and Knights of the Old Republic being $15 and $10 flat without deals, being less expensive than a bundle of like 12 emotes is absolutely insane. I think Monster Hunter releases full emote and sticker packs for like $5 or less. Their pricing is insane.
The media agreed that these were egregious prices. But worse, they're engaged in some deceiving marketing practices too. Oh look, it's marked down half price. But it's not. It was released half price. They're artificially jacking up the price, only to then give it a fake limited time discount in order to create a sense of urgency.
By the way, did anyone at their marketing department get fired for this? You literally scammed the audience and brought multiple lawsuits upon yourself. I hope whoever was in charge of marketing all this stuff got fired and blacklisted from the whole industry. If they didn't, Bethesda is still every bit as corrupt and no one should let it go. Those people that are responsible need to be found out, not doxxed, but found out like in a professional manner and fired immediately.
That's illegal, here in Australia at least, in Canada and in the EU. Reddit quickly picked up on this and pointed it out. Bethesda reacted by scrapping the discount and just setting it as the always intended price. Okay, it's
$12 is still $2 more expensive than Knights of the Old Republic, which is pretty wild.
been about 25 minutes of whining now, so I'm just going to leave it here. I didn't even get a chance to touch on the new pay-to-win fiasco. The new camera item that lets you teleport, dwindling player numbers. But on the flip side, they're also adding new content and improving the game over time. Heck, No Man's Sky was a surprising comeback. So, maybe Bethesda can do it too. But for now, Todd returns to cryostasis, hiding in his bunker until the bombs of outrage stop falling, and returning only when it's time to get our hopes up once again. CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian. Not many people know this, but I'm actually quite a good rap artist, rappist, if you will. So I'm going to say all these names for you from the credits as fast as I possibly can, in time with the scrolling. Here we go, one take. Just Miles Millican, Justin Roiland, Steve Rizzo, Drudders, Indigo Zero, Luke Hackle, Astatine 210, Jordan Prince, Dr. Tex, Papa Spicy Peter,
I am not a fast
Kid
reader.
X, Bryce Toiler Ham, Nate Odenkirk, but Sonya Waffles, Krabby. If you want to get read by the rapist, then why don't you head over to
All right, that was funny. Okay, so that was the fall of 76. There was a bit there that even I didn't know about as a day one player, but most of it I did know about. I experienced, I lived it. It was absolutely awful. Still kind of is, honestly. I don't really have anything else to add. I kind of said it all during this. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to converse in the comments about Fallout 76, your experience with it, or anything else. Thanks for stopping by. Roll the outro.